Hello my dear viewers, I am again with my new video. But as I used to say, before watching, if you have not subscribed my channel Goswami Guru, so please subscribe it and press the bell icon also so that you can get the notifications as I upload my videos. So today the video which I am going to upload, it is a lesson of class 12 chapter 1, the last lesson. It is a story of Alphonse Daudet, where he had represented, where he has written this story as a theme of language chauvinism. What is language chauvinism? Let me explain. Language chauvinism is, you can say, a system where we used to give priority to a language. So here the story is of those days when the Franco-Prussian War was going on, and what happened. Let's see in the video.
Lesson 1. The last lesson. Introduction. This is a story of Alphonse Daudet, who was a French novelist and short story writer. The last lesson is set in the days of the Franco-Prussian War, in which France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck. Prussia then consisted of what now are the nations of Germany, Poland, and part of Austria. In this story, the French districts of Alsace and Lorraine have passed into Prussian hands. Characters of the story. This story is mainly based on two characters. The first one is Franz, a little boy of almost 13-14 years, and M. Hamel, a French teacher of school. Summary of the story. Franz, who is narrator here, said that he started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of scolding because M. Hamel had said that he would ask questions on participles and he did not know anything about it. For a moment he thought of running away and spending the day out of the door. That was more tempting. The birds were chirping, drilling of Prussian soldiers, etc. But he had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. When he passed the town hall, he was there and he found the crowd in front of the bulletin board. For last 2 years all their bad news had come from there. Without stopping he thought, what can be the matter now? As he hurried by as fast as he could, the blacksmith watcher called him, "Don't go so fast, Bob. You have plenty of time to reach to school." When he reached to school, the atmosphere was unusual. All were silent. There wasn't any sound of bustle, opening and closing desks, lesson repetitions. Nothing was there. It was like Sunday morning. Through the window, he saw his classmates already in their places, and M. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arms. Now he had to open the door and go before everybody. You can imagine how he blushed and how frightened he was. But nothing happened. M. Hamel called him in very kindly and asked him to take his place. He jumped over the bench and sat down. He noticed that his teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his fur shirt, and the little black silk cap, all embroidered. He then, surprised to see the back benches that were always empty, the villagers were sitting there. Old Hosser, postmaster, former mayor, all were there. While he was wondering about it all, M. Hamel said in his gentle tone, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine." What a thunderclap these words were to Franz. He regretted himself that why he had not paid attention towards his lessons. He should have paid attention, and now I understood why the pupils were gathered nearby the notice board in front of the town hall, and why the old men of village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was their way of thanking their master for his 40 years faithful service and showing their respect. While he was thinking of all these, M. Hamel called friends to recite. He told the answer, but he mixed up on the first word. M. Hamel then said that he would not scold him. He must have feel bad enough. Further, he said that we always hold works for tomorrow. We says we say we have plenty of time to learn, and now you can see that your own language is not your own. You can neither speak nor write your own language now. M. Hamel is saying to introspect ourselves. Further, he said your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at a mills so as to have a little more money. And I have been blamed also. He said that he never had sent his students to water his flowers instead of learning lessons, and when he had wanted to go fishing, he never had gave them holiday. M. Hamel went to talk of French language, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world, and we must guard it among us and never forget it. Franz says that the lesson is so easy and regretted himself that why he had not paid attention. The class was so silent, the only sound was the scrunching of pens over the paper. Once some beetles flew in, but nobody paid attention to them. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low, and the narrator thought to himself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Whenever the narrator looked up, he saw Amhamel sitting motionless in his chair and gazing outside of the classroom window where he had spent 40 years of his faithful service. There was garden outside the window and his classroom in front of him. We cannot imagine how it broke his heart to leave it all. His sister moving about in the classroom above, packing their trunks, for they must leave the country next day. After writing, he began to teach history, and then the baby chanted their ba be bee bo boo. At the back of the benches, the old hosser put off his spectacles and began to cry. All at once, the church clock struck 12. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Prussian soldiers returning from the drill sounded under windows. Amhamel stood up, took a piece of chalk, and wrote Viola Franz, which means France may live long. And at last he said, school is dismissed, you may go.